How to with AnnaMae, Mom. Okay, so
You
we're
need to speak clear.
sorry. So we're gonna make fried raviolis. So we did a lot of preparing. We found Italian Wonder Bread at the store. So we bought that, which we thought would be good.
We thought Italian bread would be perfect
And then
for
we took
raviolis.
grated Parmesan.
Well, hold on. So the recipe itself called for just adding mozzarella cheese to the middle. Since mozzarella cheese doesn't have a ton of flavor on its own, we modified. So we just kind of eyeballed it. What did we throw in there? We threw in the shredded mozzarella.
Ricotta cheese, and then a couple seasonings. We used, what did we use?
For this one, we just used an Italian blend, some garlic powder, and some black pepper. Oh. Nope, we didn't use that. And then we did add in a little bit of Parmesan cheese. So we made like a nice little cheese mixture, again, instead of just the mozzarella for the inside. So we did that ahead of time. Again, I eyeballed it. It was slightly less than a little tub of ricotta. It was maybe about 2 cups of shredded mozzarella. I didn't really measure. And then I just eyeballed it with the seasonings, threw in like a handful of shredded Parmesan.
Yeah.
So we have our mixture ready to go.
And we cut the crust off the bread so they look like this.
So we have the bread. This is obviously not square. The video showed sort of perfectly square bread. This is a little oddly shaped. So I just kind of cut off most of the crust so it'll be easier to flatten it out. So, it doesn't have to be perfect. Just take off most of the crust. You got to stop moving the camera, honey. That's dizzying for people watching. Okay, so I took off most of the crust here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take a rolling pin and we're going to flatten this out. There you go. Both ways. So we're going to flatten it out this way, and then we're going to flatten it out this way. Okay, so to make it nice and thin, right? Because you don't want it too thick for your ravioli. Now, the recipe, the video again kind of showed each square piece of bread got two circles out of it, but we are sort of lacking in our tools. We have this cut and seal from the Pampered Chef that we're using to cut our bread, so it's obviously a bit bigger. We are only getting 1 circle, so we're going to have some larger sized raviolis. So here's our one side.
Be careful when you're pulling it apart because it will break.
You could fold it in
half. Okay. So we can. So the other idea that might work that AnnaMae's dad, Chad, gave us is when you cut the circle out, since our circles are pretty big compared to the video, what you can do is actually take the circle, just put a little bit of cheese and make it like a moon shaped ravioli instead of a circle one. So that might be a good idea to do too. So anyway, so we are going to pause the video while we finish making these, and then we will come back and show you the next step.
Okay, we're back. We rolled out all the bread in our package, and we put globs of cheese.
So now what we have to do is we have to seal the raviolis. And so what we're going to do is we made a little bit of a mixture. It just has a 1/4 cup of water and a 1/4 cup of flour. And so you just take your clean finger and you dab a little bit around the edge. And then that flour mixture is going to stick to itself. So you want to do a nice hard press to make sure that the edges are sealed so that the cheese doesn't come out. So then you have your little ravioli. Looks kind of like a mini pierogi, but
yeah.
Okay. So once you do that to all of the edges, you have all of your raviolis ready. It's time to fry them. So what we're doing is we're heating up some oil. And in the meantime, I'm going to start making the mixture that you're going to dip them in. So as soon as they come out of the oil, you want to just kind of like drip, the excess oil off. And then you want to put them in this mixture so they get the nice flavor on the outside. And so this mixture is made with 2 cups of Parmesan. So we'll see how much we have. We don't have a ton of grated Parmesan, but
Oh shoot, it's coming out.
you want to make sure you get it right just at the edges, and you want to squeeze it out so that the bread maybe even flattens more than it was. Okay. You might want to ask maybe Daddy for some help with this so that he can kind of guide you while I'm making this mixture.
We need
She's
to
sealing the
dip your
raviolis.
finger in that thing and then seal the raviolis.
Okay. Just guide her. Okay, so we have some grated cheese. Let's see how much we have. Looks like it's maybe about a third of a cup. So I'm going to add some of the fresh Parmesan and see if it works okay. Okay. So we're going to add some of that in there. Okay. And then to the Parmesan, we're going to add 1.5 teaspoons of garlic. You get a teaspoon.
The garlic powder's right there.
Oh, it was hidden behind parsley.
Yes. Evil parsley.
So I have a 1/2 teaspoon measure. And since I don't have quite as much cheese, I'm only going to put 1 teaspoon instead of 1.5. And then we do 1 teaspoon of pepper. So I'm going to do just a little bit less than that. Again, since we have less cheese. And we're supposed to do 1 tablespoon of parsley. Again, we'll do just a little bit less because we have less cheese in there. And so I'm kind of eyeballing it a little bit.
Mommy got really aggressive with the cheese in this one.
Here, but if there's excess cheese, you can put it back in the bowl.
Just stretching the bread.
So again, this mixture is supposed to be with grated Parmesan. I have some shredded, so it looks a little different than it'll probably look with you. But I just want to make sure I get all of the garlic and pepper and parsley and everything really mixed good in here. Doesn't it? It does, doesn't it?
What was that from?
The Muppets Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we're going to do in the meantime is we're going to pause the video. You see what we're doing. We made the mixture for the outside. We're waiting for the oil to heat up, and we are closing up all of these raviolis. And we will be back shortly to show you the process of actually frying them and dipping them in the Parmesan mixture.
All right, we're back. We had to test fry one.
A little longer.
But so what we're going to do is we have the heat. We had it at like medium heat. We're putting it slightly lower because our test one got cooked pretty quick, but we want the inside to cook a little bit longer. So we have our hot oil here, and I'm going to start putting some raviolis in there to fry.
It's sizzling. And I got a big spatula to flip them over.
Yep, and so you can use any kinds of like metal spatula or something or spoon that has slots in it so that the oil doesn't just sort of sit in there.
I'm eating our test one because it's really good.
Okay, so once they start to brown, you can flip them over.
That's good.
I think one of the key things that I'm noting is to really make sure that your bread is really thin, because that'll help not only not soak up a ton of oil, but also it'll help make sure that the insides get properly cooked. So Chad, can you be over here
So
getting some mixture on these? Mm-hmm. Sorry.
No, I can't.
Good, Brad. I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm getting water and I don't want to.
If Bobby's just gonna throw oil at me, then no.
Your fans are watching you.
Right back. So we put together grated parsley, grated, or you know the mixture. We're putting that mixture. We're moving the things around in it, so that's going to get a little topping mixture on top of the raviolis. As you see, he's using a spatula because Mom burned him with hot oil. So don't touch the oil.
Be careful around hot oil.
Don't touch it, or you will burn.
Okay, so we're going to put our next batch in there.
Can I put one?
You want to be very careful. You want to go quick, but don't throw it. That's why I said don't throw it.
If you're going to, at least lay it so that it splashes the other direction, not towards you.
I mean, it did splash that way.
I know. That's what I said.
So this is what they should look like completed. Hey, quick, come here.
Can you get a little bit of sauce?
Pizza sauce? Done.
Can you get... And so we're going to heat up some pizza sauce. I think we used the last of it, so you got to get the other one in the closet. So we're going to heat up some pizza sauce to dip it into, make it extra delicious.
You don't have to use pizza sauce.
You don't have to if you don't want to. They taste really good without.
They're really good. Can you try one?
Mm-hmm.
All right, try one. I don't want that one with that much cheese.
That's good. Quinn, the critic, is here.
She loves fried raviolis. So she's like our main judge. What do you think? And how much?
Yeah, she kind of has the edge.
All right, take a bite.
Oh, wait, that's hot.
Yeah. What do you think? Rate out of 5 stars.
Really thinking about this.
Mm-hmm. It's a little bit. I rate it 4 stars out of 5 stars.
4 out of 5. That's not bad.
It's not bad, Miss. It's just really crispy. Like really. And then it tastes crispy. That's your lunch. Oh, sounds good. From the fried ravioli.
So there you have it, our fried ravioli how-to. Want to say goodbye and turn it off?
Bye.